Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Shield Podcast. I'm your host, Sonic Rob, with my co-host, Topdawg.
What's up?
So today's episode, we are focusing on, we're kind of talking about superhero hot takes, like in terms of media, comic books, everywhere, because I have a lot to talk about. And as of this video, Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer just came out, like the trailer, and a couple things that came out as of recording this podcast. So, first hot take I have to say is, okay, I'm gonna say this. I don't want people to get offended or anything, but it's just like, here's what I'm thinking. In terms of hot takes between Marvel and DC, I want to mention one thing about them is that with DC, they have more recognizable characters. Marvel has more recognizable, Marvel has better storylines. I'm not saying Marvel doesn't have any popular characters. No. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just talking that DC has characters that can that can stand on its own 2 feet, and they're just as popular. Wonder Woman?
Yeah, I know Wonder Woman.
Yeah, for example, with DC, you have a better roster of characters that are really popular with the general audience, like Wonder Woman, Aquaman, The Flash, Superman, Batman. Now, I'm not saying Spider-Man isn't popular. No. But I'm saying in terms of how many characters are more recognizable in the DC universe, yeah, they have the edge over that. Plus, for a long time, DC has absolutely dominated the animation side of the stories.
Yeah.
You cannot lie. The animations were goated back then. Especially with that DC War universe, the straight-to-DVD movies?
Yeah.
Those were so goated back then.
Mm-hmm.
They ended them a few years ago, but it's like they were so goated back then.
I see.
So yeah, for example, Topdawg, if I would say, can you name one character from Marvel right now, at the top of your head?
Iron Man.
Okay, name one character from, DC. What's the first thing you think of?
Doomsday.
Okay, let me explain. So, what I'm saying with Marvel, they have a lot of storylines like the Infinity Gauntlet, Civil War, and the Secret Wars. Which,
Which one?
No. I'm talking about the storylines that affected everyone. Like with DC, you hardly have that at all. You can't lie. You hardly have that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, technically, the Superman stories could be considered those kind of storylines together, for example, with Brainiac and, the other characters. For example, the only storyline that genuinely affected everyone in the DC universe would be Injustice, and that's not even canon, by the way.
Oh, man.
That storyline's not even canon to DC, but it's like my uncle is a big comic book nerd because that's who I kind of know comic books from, and let's just say that he believes that Injustice is the best DC storyline. I personally agree. I love the idea. You can lose hope over time, but it's if I want to adapt it in my Lego series, which I am planning, by the way, is that I want to be slow and subtle. I want it to happen over time that Superman's slowly starting to lose hope.
Yeah, I know.
It makes it more. To me, it's it makes it more realistic. That's what I want. It makes it more realistic. And then you have, there are storylines in DC. I'm not saying there isn't, but I'm saying there isn't storylines that affects everyone, that gets everyone together, like Marvel does, like Infinity Gauntlet, Secret Wars, Civil War, all those stories. But I'm not saying there's some bad DC stories either. I love the Red Hood story. That's my favorite Batman story. Yeah, Jason Todd. They redeemed the worst Robin and they made him an absolute goat.
Yeah, they make him
because
a badass.
That's the reason why they killed Robin with the crowbar in the original comics, is because people hated Jason Todd. Because Jason Todd was more violent, more aggressive than the other 2 Robins, Wait, no, actually, sorry, scratch that. He was the second Robin. So yeah, he was actually the most hated one. So they were able to redeem him, and it's that guy became an absolute legend after that.
Actually, that's a good choice,
Yeah, I really love that storyline. And with Superman, yes, I agree with you. Doomsday is one of the best Superman storylines. The death of Superman. Mm-hmm. They did it pretty poorly in the Batman v Superman movie. You remember that movie?
I remember.
They kind of did that story poorly because, let's be honest, it wasn't the best.
No.
They just shoved him in there in that movie, just to make like, the story value, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying that, But yeah, like what like if I had to tell you what's a Superman story, what would we say? Would it be Doomsday or would it be something else? No. Sorry, I have one more DC story I love to read or watch, and that is the Flashpoint. You know that one?
Yeah.
I mean, the Flash movie kind of did it terrible. I would say this: if you want an accurate comic book Flashpoint adaptation, go watch the animated movie. That does a significantly great job adapting that story. My uncle, who's a big comic book fan, like I told you about him. I said something about him earlier, but it's like the one nitpick he has with the Flashpoint was like, why the fuck would him saving his mom affect everyone? Like Batman, Superman, like saving his mom basically had nothing to do with like Batman. Bruce's parents died, or Clark Kent landing at Metropolis. In that story.
Yeah.
Like it has absolutely nothing to do with those.
Yep.
That's what my uncle's biggest nitpick was. So it's like, yeah, I can see where he's coming from, but it's like, it's still a pretty good story.
Oh,
I'm sorry for talking to. Okay, go ahead.
I think because it's not supposed to happen.
Him saving his mom.
Yeah.
And people kind of forget about Reverse Flash, like. That the one clip with Reverse Flash is like, what did you do to this world? Oh, Barry, you know what's the beauty of it? I didn't do any of it. You did.
Yeah.
Because like, Reverse Flash was actually right there. But the thing is, people kind of forget why, like, Reverse Flash is like, they're like, why the fuck isn't he not dead? I mean, like, if the Flash is like, Reverse Flash absolutely hates the Flash. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Like, he hates him with a passion, but he can't kill him because if the Flash dies, so does he.
No.
That's the only way to truly kill the Reverse Flash is to kill the Flash. But because like when the Flash like kills Thawne, when he kills Thawne, you know what's funny? Like what happens? Like he kills Thawne, and guess what? He comes back next week like nothing happened.
Oh.
He's from the future, and he's a paradox. Like you kill him, he'll come back next week. That's exactly what happens.
Okay.
That's I know people think that's bullshit, but that's exactly how he works. That's why Reverse Flash can't really die unless you kill the Flash.
Okay. Wait a minute.
What?
Wow. Remember we see the movie or Flash like we saved his mom? Yeah.
That is not an accurate representation of the original like Flashpoint story.
The comics?
They made some massive change. Like Michael Keaton is Batman, and it's like I understand they wanted to bring him back, but it's like it wasn't. That's not really a faithful adaptation. And Supergirl had nothing to do with the original story. Wonder Woman, instead of General Zod, it was supposed to be Wonder Woman versus Aquaman, like the Amazons versus the Atlanteans.
Yeah, I find out like this.
What?
I find out like you see when you went to the Batcave, Barry went to the Batcave, meet Batman, his father. He showed him his suit. His suit is yellow.
Yep. The Reverse Flash.
The first Flash. That means he turned a villain in this timeline.
I mean, technically, the Flash didn't really exist, because he kind of erased everything, and it's like he saved his mom, which means he never went to the lab, which means he would never got the powers with the chemicals.
Yep.
He would have never got those powers.
Nope.
And it's like, I mean, listen, I love comic books, I love like reading stories, but it's like, yeah. Sorry if I talk too much. I don't want to make you feel like you're not a part of the podcast.
Oh no, I just listening.
Okay. Okay. With Marvel storylines, I genuinely really like them. Civil War was a little bit different compared to what the movie did. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. Marvel kind of had to change a little bit of the storylines, like with like Infinity Gauntlet and the the Infinity Gauntlet, because that's the original. I actually read the original comic book before I saw Infinity War. My uncle actually had the original comic book, like the Infinity Gauntlet, and I read it and I was like, oh wow, I don't think they're gonna play this. I was like, because like they made some massive changes, by the way. There are certain shots that actually got made into the movie. Like when Spider-Man gets slammed down by Thanos.
Yeah.
That was a direct reference to the comic book page.
Damn.
And Mantis and Drax becoming like strings into rocks. That was also part of the comic. But the thing is, what's different is that Gamora didn't really play a massive role in the story. And it was like the daughter, Nebula, she actually wore the Infinity Gauntlet and she became she became less robotic, more human. And this was the story that everyone got involved at. Like the Fantastic Four, the X-Men, even Spider-Man got involved. I mean, he didn't have the suit, but it's like he still got involved.
Huh.
You know what's one thing in the comic? The Thanos snap happens in the very beginning of the Infinity Gauntlet story. Like, it's not in the end, like in the movie. Like, it happens in the very beginning. And that's the reason why the Avengers go fight Thanos.
I see.
You want to know one thing that they kind of messed up with the comic? That's why I wasn't really a big fan with the Russo brothers' direction.
What?
In the comics, Thanos was scared of one character getting involved. He was scared of one person.
What is it?
The Hulk. Like he was like in the comics, Thanos is genuinely terrified of the Hulk. And when the Hulk got involved, Thanos was acting like he wasn't scared, but deep down he was actually pretty terrified. And Hulk was actually winning that fight by getting stronger, getting more pissed off at Thanos. And then it got so bad, Topdawg, that the gods themselves had to get involved to fight Thanos. Like I'm gonna tell you, it got that bad. Thanos was a completely different character in that story, by the way.
Yeah, Thanos got a different character.
No, in the comics, he was a completely different character compared to the movies. I would say this. The movies, in my opinion, made Thanos more of a better character, but the comic made him look more of a threat.
Yeah, I see.
Like it makes it like even the gods got involved against Thanos, and they barely struggled against him. And then the original comic, you know why he does the snap in the first place?
Why?
He's a simp for Death. He does it to impress Death because he loves her.
Yeah, I don't know.
This was before, by the way, this is before when Deadpool came out, and it's kind of because Deadpool, like Death actually digs Deadpool a lot, actually.
Yep.
Deadpool, like basically, Death is in love with Deadpool, and Thanos is the reason why he can't die. He curses him with immortality, so he can never be with Death.
Wow.
Yeah, and then Civil War, it's a lot different, actually. I mean, the only thing they got right was Thanos and the Hulk. I mean, Thor and the Hulk were never really involved in that story.
Yeah, actually, I'm surprised we not see Death.
Oh no, we do actually.
We do in the movies?
TV show.
Okay.
Agatha all along.
Yeah.
She actually appears in that show. Oh. And there's another Marvel character that's popular in the comics, and Mephisto appears in the Ironheart show.
That's cool.
By the way, what'd you think of the new Spider-Man trailer? Well, we can talk about that real quick.
Okay. The Spider-Man trailer is great. Yeah, I'd say the poster, it looked good.
People are kind of pissed that Spider-Man has to be with other heroes, because they're like, it's a Spider-Man movie, and, it's, why are there other characters? And I remember, like, here, if you don't know, here's the reason why. Marvel doesn't technically own Spider-Man. It's Sony who owns the rights to the movies.
Yeah.
Well, when they make the MCU movies, basically it's part of the contract that when Sony makes the Spider-Man movies, a Marvel character, basically Sony gets to use any Marvel character. Like, at least one hero has to show up.
I see.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't really mind, honestly, because the one thing I loved about MCU Spider-Man is that he gets to actually interact with these heroes. It's one of the highlights that, I grew up with Ultimate Spider-Man, which had him interact with a lot of heroes. I always find that very charming because like he was very different than the Hulk or the Wolverine, for example. I hope the next Spider-Man movie includes the Wolverine.
Okay.
I just would love that. I can't. By the way, when they say his DNA is mutating, and it's like, you know what I immediately think of?
What did you dig it up?
Man Spider. I don't know if you know that storyline.
No, I don't.
It's basically where his body mutates, and okay, one thing that already set up is that he wraps himself in a web cocoon. By the way, you know when he comes out of that web cocoon, that's exactly what happens, and then he becomes Man Spider, a mutated Spider-Man.
Oh yeah.
He basically becomes more of a spider than a man. So it's like he basically has no humanity. He's just like very savage and animalistic.
I see.
Basically like the Demogorgon, except he does have eyes. Very creepy. It's like, yeah. Now we can talk. Yeah, now we can talk about whatchamacallit. Ooh, I have a hot take for another superhero. A show or an indie superhero, and that is, Invincible. Hot take.
Oh.
Invincible is a terrible hero. Now you're wondering, why am I saying that? Like, am I saying no, the show isn't bad. I'm just saying if you watch the show, it's going to be like, Mark is a terrible hero. Like, I kind of realized that after playing a game called Dispatch. By the way, you should check out that game. That game is pretty good. Yeah, anyway, so basically during that game, we have to recruit a team of former supervillains, and during the missions, either some of them will decline, or some of them will just do their own thing. They're all like kind of selfish. You know?
Yeah.
And during that game, I was like, Mark does exactly all that, but the thing is, he's not even a villain. He's just a hero. He's young and immature. I mean, sure, I can hear that excuse from time to time, but it's like, Topdawg, if you really think about it, we have characters who are like younger than Mark that truly rose up to the top. Like Spider-Man, you forgot he was 15 years old when he became Spider-Man. That kid, that guy's 15 years old when he first became Spider-Man.
Invincible got his powers is 17.
Yeah, I think so. And then like, Ben 10, like that guy's fucking 10 years old and he was able to still be a hero.
Yep.
And then it's like we got Ben 10. We have a lot of young heroes who rose to the top because of that. So it's like, yeah, like being young isn't an excuse. Like you can truly like be worthy and rise to the top, and then you can still like get the job done. And yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking about right now. Just
Hey, Mark is good, funny, but he's a terrible hero. Because I know why.
Why is that?
He stole care of fucking anime for some reason.
Oh my god, that genuinely pissed me off when I first saw the Invincible War. Like, you realize that Mark was the reason why that Rex is dead, basically.
Yeah.
He literally could have saved him.
Mark, you're the only future might. And other future might go stop them.
Or like, here's another thing, Mark. You need you need to save everyone. No, Eve needs me. She broke her leg. The fuck? What the fuck? Like, that's immediately what I'm thinking about.
Sir, look at the camera.
Yeah, he's like, he sees the other village, all the like his brother was out there fighting the Mark variants. I personally give Oliver more credit. Like, he may have killed the Muller twins, but like, I give him more credit. Like, he actually went out there and fought the other Mark. He actually fought them. Yeah, Mark only fought like 3 or 2 of them until like, and then he dipped because of Adam Eve.
Fucking Mark! Stop being like over dramatic men.
I mean, people were pissed. Like, you remember, like, when Rex passed away and they had a whole funeral scene for him? The moment Mark and Eve went to Mark's house, they immediately, like, they did it. They fucked. They literally did that the moment they left the funeral. It was like, What the? Oh my god! Like this is kind of what I'm talking about. Like they're sorry, but it's like Mark is a terrible hero compared to like Spider-Man. You know, I would say this: Spider-Man is actually a better hero. Like he's absolutely not even close to being as strong as Mark, but he genuinely is a better hero.
Yeah, I know.
So it's like, yeah, like that's completely stupid. But you know,
Yes.
it is what it is. You know, you don't throw a fit at this point.
You saw me to do the animation. The fuck is his hair? It's
Oh
his
my
hair.
god, dude. Okay, Invincible's like that one show where like I know people hate brain rot, but it's like I actually do not mind the brain rot at all in that show because it's like I think it's funny.
Yeah.
Bro, I see this one TikTok that's like it fucking like did that, you know that I forgot what the song name was, but it's like they were literally doing the Mark hair and they had like a fucking wig and it's like Mark's hair during the fight. I was like, "Oh my god, this is so fucking true."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, I know people are gonna get bitch about the animation budget, but it's like at this point, like I personally would rather see like the fights be well animated rather than like the dialogue and everything else. Like it was like they're cutting. I mean, respectfully, I do that too with my Lego animation. I cut corners so I can make the fight scenes look more awesome. You know, I have to cut corners.
This one day is a good fight. If Invincible versus Conquest, that is a good fight.
Yep, that they actually were able to well animate that fight.
Yeah.
Mark's hair during that fight was genuinely funny.
Yeah. Wait, I would tell something like more pissed off about something.
What is it?
Wait, I know Mark trying to teach Oliver to no kill. Yeah.
Yeah, but then later he goes by the kill rule, like, you know.
Yeah, like, whoa. It's a fuck. You are like, you're not so.
Oh, one thing I would say, one thing is that Mark is kind of a hypocrite. Like, he literally has a no kill rule, but when it comes to, you know, Sinclair helping the heroes and then, you know, the Darkwing, like the Darkwing 2,
Yeah.
he literally was like, they should be rotting in prison. They shouldn't be helping us. I was like, they literally saved y'all from the fucking, like, you know, the Doc Seismic. Like, they literally were about to all the heroes were about to die to Doc Seismic.
Except for Invincible.
Actually, that's one thing Robot actually had a very valid point about, you know? You know, there's like, what if Mark was right, you know? Like, you know, every time, like, you know, Doc Seismic and Angstrom, they come back stronger. Like, they weren't lying. Like, you saw what happened when they let them live.
Yeah.
Like, like Angstrom Levy became pretty, like, not stronger, but it's like when he came back, he summoned 18 Marks to go fight everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Killed the majority of the superheroes. Then Doc Seismic captured every single hero, and without, you know, Doc Seismic or the Reanimate, you know, they would have been completely fucked.
Yep.
They're like, why the fuck is he here? Why the hell are those things here?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
There's some reason why is why Mark did not want to kill in some reason, but the season 3, like end of the season, it's always he wanted to take his family, he had to kill somebody. But what the fuck?
I mean, to be fair, I said, this is exactly why I'm thinking Mark's a terrible hero. Like, you know, Spider-Man, it was actually really close to killing someone one time. Like, the way I see it is that the way, you know, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't like the no kill rule in general, but it's like the way I want to portray Topdawg is that there is going to be a no kill rule, but it's like they will kill if it's absolute necessary. Like if a villain's too irredeemable, or, you know, the villain's too powerful to be contained in the cage, you know?
Yep.
Like you can't like lock up this villain in a prison. Like you have to kill them, or else they're gonna stay alive and they're gonna get stronger and they're gonna kill more people.
Yep.
But it's like, I'm not saying that they have to kill every villain. Like some villains can be redeemed. Like for example, you know Venom?
Yep.
Like in my Lego series, yes, Venom is planned to be a villain at first, but later he gets redeemed. So that's why they don't kill Venom.
Nope.
Venom kind of runs away, but it gets redeemed later in the series.
I
And
see.
it's a perfect example of like what I think that's necessary, you know? That not every villain has to die, but like some villains like have to be taken out because it's like it gets that bad. Like Conquest and Thrag, yes, though you gotta take them out. You have to take both of them out. But later in the comics, the other Viltrumites actually become good.
Yep.
You know, like Omni-Man?
Yep.
They I mean, do you want it to count Anissa? Do you think they're gonna? Sorry, I'm getting a bit off topic. But you think? Actually, no, Anissa's not that bad. She gets better in the comics.
Yeah.
But one other thing I was gonna say is like, do you think they're gonna animate that scene from Anissa? You know, the grape scene.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Maybe yes.
I don't know if they're gonna actually do it. They would have the absolute balls to do it. But at the same time, some fans are very like, let's just say they get a bit too horned up about it, you know?
You will do it. You will fucking do it.
It's going to be for the fans who are like, you know, it's basically, this is fan service to the fans. Or some people are going to be uncomfortable with it. It's like, it's a 50-50, you know? You're going to lose some people, you're going to have some people, you know? And by the way, have you heard that there's going to be a Nolan and Debbie reunion?
Yep.
Now the question is, are they going to get back together like in the comics, or they're going to like actually stay apart for the rest of the series?
Actually, that's a good point.
Let's think about it. In the comics, they get back together, by the way. And then Paul kind of disappears, but it's like Paul's actually a good character, but I feel like Invincible would have other plans because, like, you know, with like I feel like Paul's either going to die or, you know, Nolan and Debbie actually do not get back together. They just become friends. So it's like, yeah. Oh, yeah. Did you notice the fucking William voice recast? I immediately noticed it when he opened his mouth.
Yeah. Oh.
Eve is pregnant. By the way, Topdawg, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna spoil this about the comic. Spoiler alert, by the way, but you know what happens to Eve later when Mark like leaves the planet?
What happened?
She gets an abortion.
That's stupid.
I mean, not really. I mean, she doesn't want to have a kid. Like, I mean, let's be honest. Would you want to have a kid right now if you were given the option? I mean, for me, I can't. I'm too broken. I mean, like, with college and everything's like, you know, like it's fucking terrible right now. Like, I can't right now. You know.
Actually, her. I'm gonna tell her her choice. You know?
Fair enough, but it's like I legit cannot right now. It's like I'm too broke right now. It's like, you know, it's everything.
Listen. Well, let me tell you.
What?
Yeah, it happened. I would say it's your choice. If you want to keep the kid or you know have a kid, you would keep it. I will help you. I will support you. Yeah.
Okay, smart man, Topdawg. Smart man. You know what I'm gonna do, Topdawg? Wait until marriage. That's my plan. Wait until marriage. That's my plan.
I probably would tell her that first, and I would tell that thing second. You know.
I see. Okay. Another thing. It's what you call it. You know, I'm trying to think of Invincible. It's yeah.
Oh, I got one. Okay, Oliver. Like, I know Oliver is young. He's a dweeb.
He's even younger than Mark, and he actually knows how to be a better hero.
Yeah, there's some memes coming out of nowhere. Like fucking like like memes coming nowhere invisible.
You mean like we can finally be bees, or wait, or like, you know, the Oliver the how a job, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I was kind of like what I love to do is like I would love to be like I can bet your ass that's gonna be a meme. And it's like that one scene with like, you know, Omni-Man like sleeping on the couch. I was like, oh, that is gonna be a meme. And guess what? Literally the next day I was like, yup, I was right. It's a fucking meme on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, bro, what makes it funnier in that exact scene is like it happens more than once. It gets funnier every time, in my opinion.
Yeah. Anyways, Oliver just okay. Oliver is the best one. I had to say that because you know why?
What do you mean by that? I mean, Oliver. Okay, in the comics later, Oliver kind of doesn't care about humanity. Only just Debbie, Mark, and Adam Eve, like the people who are close to him. He doesn't really care about humanity.
Nope.
By the way, later, you're gonna hate this, but it's like, he does. Spoiler alerts for the comics, but Oliver does die by Thrag later in the story, right?
No.
Oliver does die. I mean, a lot of Mark's family does die. Like Omni-Man dies, Oliver dies, everyone, and then
Even Davey.
I mean, actually, I forgot what happens to. Oh no, Debbie raises Mark's kid.
Wow.
That's kind of what happened. Oh, I was gonna say this. If they are gonna exclude that scene from Anissa and Mark, they're gonna basically exclude the kid Invincible. They would have to take him out of the story.
Wait, that means question.
What's the question?
It means like this. He would do it, but yeah, I don't know how to go to work.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about.
Like
sorry, go ahead.
Like this. You see Chechak kid. Chechak is a boy. It's only is a girl.
Yeah, they say that they're gonna switch up the gender of Tech Jacket in the Invincible series. And you know what I immediately saw on the internet?
What?
People are pissed, and I got someone who loves Invincible. I will not mention no names because it's a good IRL friend of mine. But let's just say he is not happy with the fucking change. He is not happy. He was like, that's exactly like Tech Jacket's like, he's not mad that that he's a guy, but he's mad that they potentially will change the character completely because of the gender swap.
Yeah, because you know why?
Why is that?
Look, let me tell you this. You see Chechak is a girl, yeah?
All right, go speak.
Okay, and you see like Invincible, he had 2 kids. One is live with her, other one is stay with him, her daughter, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know he gonna change them both genders.
No. Mark has a girl with Adam Eve, and the other one was, the result of Anissa.
Yeah,
and that's the son.
Yeah, but we don't know if these guys had changed genders,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about that. And then by the way, I was gonna say this, that spoiler alert for the show a little bit, but when I saw Robot and Monster Girl go through the Thraxan portal, I was like, oh, they're adapting that story.
Yep.
Like, I'm gonna say this, Mark gets worse in the comics later, but Robot, he's a lot worse than Mark, in my opinion. He becomes worse than Mark, in my opinion.
Yep. It's always Wobbutt built this one. Every time you hit them, it make noise, hurt their ears.
Yep. And one other thing is that Robot is you can't lie, he is very smart.
Yep.
Like, just to let you know, he was smart enough to actually use the Viltrumites to his to aid him in fight. He actually I'm kind of spoiling the comics a bit, but it's like he actually made the world completely peaceful, but it came at a high cost. Yeah. That high cost being killing a lot of superheroes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's like, Robot becomes a tyrant, but he genuinely did improve the world a lot.
He did.
So it's like, I kind of want to talk about The Boys now, because I know that the last season of The Boys is going to come out next month, and I cannot wait for that show.
Mm-hmm.
So, my hot take is that I personally did not like... My hot take is Starlight is both a dumbass and pretty bad as a character.
Yeah.
I don't hate the actors playing these characters. They seem decent. They seem like good people or decent people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
But the characters is what I don't like. The character. Now, in my opinion, Starlight was pretty good at season 1 and 2, but season 3 is where it kind of started to fell off, in my opinion. You know why?
Because Homelander and Soldier Boy.
Yeah, let me explain why. So basically, at season 3, Starlight was kind of saying, Homelander's too dangerous. We got to, take him out. We got to get rid of him. And they meet someone who could kill Homelander, Soldier Boy, and they're like, nah, we gotta get rid of Soldier Boy. And I'm like, the fuck? Did you not see? He could literally kill Homelander for you. Like, you could literally, like, finish the story right here. And they're like, no, we gotta kill Soldier Boy. I was like, are they fucking stupid? Even Mother's Milk agreed with Starlight. I mean, yes, I know Mother Milk hates Soldier Boy, but it's like, you kind of have to work with him in order to kill Homelander. Like, it's like, Soldier Boy may be an asshole. Yeah, that's true. But Homelander, he is like the worst of the worst.
Actually, the comics, Homelander. No, sorry. The comics, Soldier Boy. Actually, Soldier Boy, the comics is scared.
Yeah, scared cat. By the way, I was actually gonna refer. You just remind me of something. You know, in the trailer when Soldier Boy wakes up and to Homelander and he was like, "Did you fuck me? What? What kind of fucking game is this?" No, I don't know if they did that as a joke, but that's actually a reference to the original comics, actually.
Yep.
Because basically, Homelander kind of forced Soldier Boy to do it with him. You know, I'm not gonna say it out loud, but it's like to do it with him in hopes of joining the Seven. And spoiler alert, he never does in the comics. But yeah, that's both a funny joke and a direct reference to the comics.
Oh yeah,
And let's just say that I'm not gonna lie to you. I think Butcher was right that they should have worked with Soldier Boy to kill Homelander, because at least I'm gonna say this: at least Soldier Boy actually honored the agreement. You know, I kind of had a theory that after Soldier Boy was done killing his team and Homelander, that he just was gonna just walk away and just, you know, live out his life in, you know, in peace. That's kind of what I kind of have a theory about that. Actually, I have two theories. If Mark never got his power, Invincible, if Mark never got his powers, Omni-Man would have legitimately waited until Mark and Debbie both died to old age and then take over the world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
And then Soldier Boy, my theory was he would have just, you know, settled down. He would just been done with all of this. He would just retired, and he would have just been done. I think that would have been a good theory. You know?
Actually, wow.
What?
Actually, Homelander can't live that long. Because you know why?
I was not talking about. It was just like Invincible. You know?
Oh, you're talking about Invincible?
No, I was saying that Invincible, Omni-Man would have just like let Mark and Debbie die to old age, but the boys, Soldier Boy would have just retired. You know, he would just been done. Mm-hmm. But it's like whatchamacallit? It's like, yeah, they're also kind of setting up like the final season with like Butcher with the crowbar, and it's like if they're gonna do that story, then you know, I think the final season, a lot of the main cast is going to die. Like they're going to die, honestly.
Yep.
I mean, if they're gonna do a comic book route, the only one who survives from the boys is Huey. He's the only one that survives in the comics.
Wow. Really?
Yeah, he's the only one that survives. And then, Butcher is actually the final villain of the whole story.
Damn.
Like, Huey kills Butcher. I mean, not really on, like, actually, he does kill Butcher, because in the comics, like, they fell down of a skyscraper, like, Huey kind of got stabbed while Butcher became paralyzed, and Butcher lied that, you know, he killed his parents before he got here, and that caused Huey to kill Butcher right there and then. And then his mom called him saying that they're okay.
Damn.
Butcher lied so Huey could finish the job. So it's like, yeah, I feel like that's gonna be the main thing, where like Huey is like, the show started with Huey and then it ends on Huey.
Mm-hmm.
I know you may like hate that rumor, but it's like it's probably gonna be true with like the boys.
The boys.
Yes, the boys. By the way, I feel like, do you think Homelander will get that serum? Ooh, I have an idea. Okay, I don't know what they're gonna do with Homelander, because they're not gonna do the fucking Black Noir clone route from the comics.
Okay.
But here's what I'm thinking. There's two ways that I think Homelander should permanently lose. Either Homelander dies, or he's alive, but he remains as a powerless human. He becomes the very thing he looked down upon.
He's so
I
adjusted them.
like
Watch.
Homelander's just a powerless human. Like to me, I was like, that is something far worse than death.
Yeah.
And then Homelander sits on the White House, which is like, yeah, they're definitely doing that where he takes over the White House. I genuinely cannot wait for both the Boys and Invincible. Like they're both about to be peak.
I'm excited to like Invisible go fight Vegemite.
I don't think no Invincible's not done with season 4. Like they fight for Thrag, but the thing is they have like 2 matches, but it's like they kind of like fight Thrag like more than once in the series.
Actually, fight Thrive like
3 times?
Yeah, like the first time you first met, yeah.
Yeah.
The second time, like
I think the second time was like with the Thraxan children, with like.
Yeah, the second time just the children's.
And then the third time is when Mark throws Thrag into the sun, I think, or in the dying star.
Yeah. Like what? Okay. Yeah. 3 times because the first one, the second one, Oliver died. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember. He was royally pissed off about that in the comics.
Yeah. He died that second, and the last one he doing his son. Yeah. Yeah, he fought 3 times. He had to make this. This is season 4. Well, yeah. Invisible, yeah. He didn't make season 5. I think he would make season 7.
I'm sorry. I heard from an interview from like the creator of the comic, saying that it would take exactly 7 seasons to adapt all of the comics.
I guess it.
You literally got it right. Like I don't know if that's gonna be the case. Maybe they can make it a bit shorter, but it's like if they're doing all the comics, like they are gonna do all of the comics. Like I'm saying, I want to see Battle Beast versus Thrag. Like I want that to get like a high budget animation.
It used to be my favorite.
You realize that in that story, like it takes like a long time for that fight to actually finish.
Yep.
And then Battle Beast eventually loses, and then Thrag gets to wear him as a fucking cape. Which, please animate that. I would love to see that animation.
Should that happen like real life 2 animals?
Oh, I know. That's exactly why I'm saying like you should definitely do an animation.
Yep.
By the way, there's apparently a rumored live action Invincible movie. Would you watch that or no?
I would watch it.
I personally would rather see the show because at least the show could be a little bit more faithful to the story.
Yeah, like we watched it the first season. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wait,
adapting the whole first season into a movie. I mean, that's gonna be a really, really long movie.
Yeah, and it probably make it like another movie to Invisible Baby season 2.
By the way, I was gonna say when Robot becomes the enemy, I'm sorry, Cecil, but you ain't making it out of that one.
Cecil going to die.
Yep. And Robot Takeover actually happens directly after Invincible kills Thrag.
Yep.
Directly after it. I'm saying this. People believe that, Mark, the Viltrumites are like the real problems for Mark, but it's like, you realize after Thrag, like, he has to deal with Robot, Dinosaurus, like a lot of characters.
Yep.
And then he becomes the Emperor literally at the very end of the series. So I'm like saying...
We'll find out, some people find out Mark's not supposed to be the hero, he's supposed to be the leader, the Vegemite.
No? Yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's just like, yeah. And then Starlight, okay, sorry. I kind of want to talk about the boys again. I'm sorry. I kind of wasn't really finished with my thought. Starlight, I kind of think she's a hypocrite, just like I think Invincible and Starlight are exactly what I'm talking about. They both believe they're heroes, but they're both fucking hypocrites. Like, they're both terrible heroes. Like, for example, the one thing I would say is, like, Starlight has good intentions, but it's like, she kind of has a hypocrite. Like, she refuses to work with, like, someone like Soldier Boy to kill Homelander. But it's like, that's fucking stupid. Like, he's literally your best shot. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, Topdawg. The way I see it is like sometimes being a hero, you have to get your hands dirty and do something you don't like, and that's exactly how real life is implanted. Like, if you want to do what you want, Topdawg, you may have to do something you don't like. You know, like for example, if you want to like major in like say this, you go to college and you go major at like a computer science. You know, I'm just giving you an example. Okay, I'm not saying you want to do that. All right. You have to take like 13 core classes that you don't like in order to graduate to get to get that major, to graduate that major. You have to do core classes that you don't like. That's exactly what I'm talking about. You have to do stuff you don't like in order to, do what you want, get the job done. I hope I hope I'm making sense to you, because I feel like I'm not.
I know.
So you're saying that you understand my point?
Yeah.
Good. Because I hope like you understood, because I was like, yeah, I don't know if I'm just talking to myself or to a ghost.
No, I just listening.
All right. But that's exactly what I'm talking about. And then like, you forgot one scene from season 2 is that whatchamacallit, is that Starlight killed a random guy because, he wouldn't give them the car. Starlight kind of just shrugs it off like nothing. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I mean, you know what I would say that's pretty accurate?
What?
Butcher is a terrible person, but he was right about superheroes. He was right about them. That they're all good. They're all none of them are good. He was right about that. Nobody is truly good in the Boys universe.
Yeah, except for Superman.
Yep. He's the only exception, but the thing, he's fictional, and this is supposed to be a real life adaptation of superheroes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say this, is that I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, is that almost everyone's kind of a terrible person in the Boys, Not
everybody.
Yeah, Starlight's kind of a hypocrite, but it's like at least she has a bit. Actually, Huey's the only one that's really close to being a genuinely good person.
Mm-hmm.
I think Huey's a perfect example of a good person forced to do terrible things.
Yep.
Like, you remember what he did with the tech jacket? Not fuck, yeah. Tech knight. I mean, when he had to pretend to be another superhero with the Spider-Man parody.
I know.
And then he had to he killed Translucent with that fucking bomb. I remember. It's like he did those terrible stuff, but that didn't change him. He remained the same person. He was of course traumatized, but I was like, he's a perfect example of a good person forced to do terrible things. And he was willing to work with Soldier Boy to kill Homelander. He was willing to. Starlight was against it. I was like, I would say this. The reason why I would say like Homelander is bad, but Soldier Boy is, actually no. Soldier Boy may be a terrible person, but Homelander is pretty bad. Like, he's worse. Is that Homelander could kill a lot of people within a few hours, because he could fly around, shoot lasers, have super strength and vulnerability.
Yeah.
And then we have Soldier Boy, who would take pretty much, I think, a couple of years to just kill us a fraction of how many Homelander could kill in a few hours. He can't fly. He can only shoot that beam once before he gets exhausted to use it again, So it would take Soldier Boy longer to kill humanity, and Homelander could kill them a lot faster, That's just what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
And then what I'm talking about is that, I think out of everyone in the Boys, I think Huey is the only genuine good person in the group. I mean, I'm not gonna throw shade to Mother's Milk or Frenchie or Kimiko, but it's like, Huey's like the one that's kind of the heart of the group. Let's be honest. Yeah, and it's like, I think he's he genuinely understands that sometimes you gotta get your hands dirty in order to, get the job done. Like, he tries. I know, like, the Boys, he tries to take them down like the legal way, with like lawsuits and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But we also find out Victoria Newman, his boss, was also a superhero that can destroy people just by looking at them.
Yep.
And let's just say that did not last long. He was like, you know what? Well, fuck it. We'll do it the dirty way. Yeah. And he was willing to work with Soldier Boy. And then one thing that pisses me off is that Starlight gets mad at Huey for taking the Temp V, that gives him powers for only 24 hours. Sure, it was
Yeah.
lethal, but the idea of him taking it was like she wanted to be the strong one in the relationship. And I understand where Huey came from. Like he was powerless to save anyone. He couldn't save. He couldn't save Robin. He couldn't like save his dad from A-Train at first. Like he had to tell him to leave.
He can't save his wife.
It's like it's like I could honestly say in the Boys and Invincible, one character they have in common is like Mark and Starlight. Both heroes, somewhat good intentions, hypocrites, but they're ultimately terrible heroes. Now I want to get to one more character, and then we kind of move on to a different like topic. I want to say is that like in the Boys, you forgot Ryan is actually MIA right now.
Yeah.
I don't know if Ryan is gonna be like the next villain, or he legitimately will like get a happy ending with like maybe Huey decides to like look after the kid, because let's be honest, if Butcher's gonna be the final villain, he's gonna die, because that's how what happens in the comics. Huey's gonna kill him exactly like in the comics.
Yeah. That means Homelander, his son. Yeah.
Yeah.
That means he would be charged.
No, I know. I'm saying like I want like when Homelander's dead by Butcher, I want Butcher to be the one to kill Homelander. I don't care about fucking like anyone from Gen V. I need Butcher to be the one to kill Homelander, because that is his fight and no one else's.
Yeah.
And you forgot he has powers now. Like I think he could have a potential chance.
He had a chance to do it.
I mean, I think he was a lot better with the Temp V power up. Remember when he fought him in the Hero Gasm episode?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fun, okay, the Victoria Newman, Victoria Newman and whatchamacallit, Huey, like the two characters. Yeah. Fun fact, the actors they're both dating each other in real life, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, fun fact, the person who plays as Huey and the person who plays as Victoria Newman are actually dating in real life.
Huey, Homelander, his son, yeah?
No, like, Huey, like, whatchamacallit, Butcher's friend.
Yeah?
No, that's Ryan, dude. Oh, fuck. Huey's not Homelander's son. That's Ryan.
Guy, I didn't want to watch some Homelander show. The Deep Boys show.
But it's like, I'm saying that they're dating in real life. That's just a fun fact.
That's crazy.
I know. I mean, it's not the first time that, actors date each other from a show, even though sometimes their characters don't even date at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then and then you forgot like the same guy who made the same guy who made The Boys is also who ran Supernatural, and they kind of got them back, like the cast from Supernatural, to be in The Boys.
Yeah.
Trying to think. I feel like everyone's gonna die. Like Kimiko's dead. A-Train's fucking dead. Mother's Milk is also gonna fucking die. Like almost everyone's gonna fucking die. Homelander's definitely either Homelander's dying or he becomes a powerless human. Those are the only two scenarios I will accept. And there's no way for Homelander to get his powers back. I don't want him to be like he gets his powers back within like next week. No, I want him to be like he's permanently stuck as a human. Or, he permanently rots as a human.
Okay. Oh wait, wow. We could do. We're gonna move on. Maybe say so to do homework. The Deep Boys show.
Yeah, what you want to say?
Okay, I find out Soldier Boy can't age.
Yeah, I don't know how that's a thing, but it's like Homelander doesn't have that, by the way. It's just Soldier Boy.
No, because you know why?
Why is that?
Because the scientists had to move that off to Homelander. Because you know why?
Why is that?
He can't let Homelander stay the baby.
Stay the baby?
No, it means like this.
Oh yeah, it's like he was a baby. It's like they had to take it out so like he can actually grow up.
Yeah.
I mean, if you forgot, Soldier Boy got his powers during his adulthood. So it's like, yeah, he got his powers when he was an adult. Like he already had a life before becoming Soldier Boy. Yeah, sure, it was fucking terrible, but he had a life. I think that's the reason why I would personally like be okay with Soldier Boy being alive rather than Homelander, because like Soldier Boy actually had a life. Sure, it was pretty shit, but it's like
Yeah, I say
What made me mad is that Soldier Boy actually was able to like talk to Butcher, you know? Like, for example, Butcher wasn't afraid of Soldier Boy, and he just couldn't, open up to him with his terrible childhood, like man to man.
Yep.
I think that's the reason why Homelander likes Butcher is because like he's genuinely not afraid of him. Like, let's be honest, everyone's almost afraid of Homelander, but the thing is, like, Butcher is like the one who just does not give a fuck.
Yep.
By the way, I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like every superhero's gonna die. Like, that's exactly what happens in the comics. By the way. Like, so, like, what you would call it? It's a fucking massacre. You know?
It's a massacre. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a massacre, you know? Like Soldier Boy, not Butcher kills basically every superhero in the Boys universe. Starlight's technically the only one left, but she just never uses her powers again. She just officially goes back to a regular life, you know? Because they think she's dead.
Yeah, actually, listen, Bobby, if the Homelander wins, let me tell you something.
What is it?
If Homelander won, imagine he's won. What if, yeah?
That's probably not gonna happen because they want him to actually like lose. I want him to lose. I don't want him to win.
Say like this. I say Homelander. Let me tell why.
Why is that?
If he won, his age will mess him up. He would be old.
But remember, he's trying to look for the original formula to become, immortal. Okay, we should move on. We should move on, and then I think we should you kind of wrap this up.
Okay.
All right, but that's what I want to say about Invincible and Starlight. Okay, we kind of talked about that one a little bit more than Marvel and DC, or actually, I think we talked about Marvel and DC a decent amount.
Yeah.
I have a hot take. I have a hot take for DC real quick. I'm gonna have one hot take from Marvel and DC, and then I'm done. Okay, hot take. In DC, Wonder Woman's character was completely ruined when Injustice came out. That's my hot take. Cause y'all do you not know the Injustice story? Like, have you not played the fucking games? Like, Wonder Woman's fucking manipulative. Like, in the game, Superman does actually question his actions. Wonder Woman's the one who makes him double down.
Yeah.
Do you not remember the fucking game? Because I was like, yeah, that's another take.
I played the game.
Me too, actually. My uncle had the games when I was a kid.
Yeah, I tried, but Wonder Woman, like, god damn. Jeez, psychopath.
I kind of don't like the no kill rule because this is exactly what I'm talking about. But it's like with Batman, I can understand because he doesn't want to become a monster himself. And then Spider-Man, yeah, I can understand him because, he genuinely wants to be a good person.
Yeah, like Uncle Bud told him.
With great power comes great responsibility.
His Batman parents not told him because you know why?
They were fucking dead.
Yep.
They're fucking dead. Marvel hot take is that whatchamacallit? I think in terms of in terms of a superhero, I think like the genuine heroes is like Spider-Man is considered to be like one of the greatest heroes in the universe,
Yeah.
Like people genuinely like Spider-Man in the the fucking Marvel universe.
Yeah, actually we get more heroes, less villains.
Yeah, I see. Do you think that Spider-Man needs to suffer? Hot take. I think Spider-Man's suffering should be at a limit. Like, you can't make him suffer too much because it's going to be a bit excessive.
And it just start getting boring after the time.
Yeah, why do you think the comics kind of stopped doing that? Because people started hating it.
Mm-hmm.
And then, a Marvel hot take was I think some characters were improved later in the comics. Like, what was improved later?
What?
Robin was improved later with the Red Hood, Jason Todd. Yep. Deadpool was actually at first Deadpool was just a regular villain. He wasn't like the quirky merc with the mouth and all that. He was just a regular villain.
Mm-hmm.
And then Venom actually is better as both an anti-hero and a villain. So yeah. All right. Yeah. I think sorry, go ahead.
I wanted to go everything will be changed, but I hope it'll be good in the future.
I
Yeah.
really hope, like, I cannot wait for Spider-Man. I cannot wait for The Boys, Invincible, and I can't wait for, the future of DC, like with the Man of Tomorrow and Supergirl coming out this year. Well, that should wrap things up. Well, I hope you all enjoyed this episode of the Shield podcast, and if you did, let us know down in in the comments or wherever. And without further ado, I'm Sonic Rob and my co-host Topdawg. Thank you for tuning into the Shield podcast. Y'all have a good day. See you later.